Man, have you seen the price of gas lately? There's only one thing you need to know. It's all Putin's fault. Every bit of it. And welcome back to Ben's Rant Nation. So here we are. We're going to talk about oil prices and gas prices. Oh my gosh, if that isn't the topic of the freaking year right now. Oh my God. Please like and subscribe to this channel. Please share this video and comment below if you disagree, please. So here we go. Let's get into this a little bit. So it's time to put to bed at last all these rumors and all this talk about who's to blame for oil prices and gas prices going up. Okay, so this chart right here spells it all out. So this chart is from the U.S. Energy Information Administration, and it spells it all out right here. According to 2020, distribution and marketing made up 10% of the costs. Refining costs and profits, that's a big one. That's a quarter of the costs. Now keep in mind, the refining costs and profits are based off of future market activity that's dictated by OPEC. Another one, 22% federal and state taxes. That's right. Your politicians are causing your price of oil and gas to go up over 20%. Crude oil itself, it's a little under or about 50%. 50% of the cost. So the other 50% is pretty much controlled, okay? And I'll tell you this, all four categories are affected by inflation. Inflation. That affects every part of the pricing of oil. What causes inflation? The Biden administration wants you to believe that inflation is just because Putin has invaded Ukraine. That's why inflation's up. The end. Oh, and throw some global warming in there. That's all they think inflation is. Inflation is when there's too much money chasing too few goods. That's inflation. That affects the entire piece of the pie. So this stimulus crap, all this out of control spending, that is what causes inflation. It always has, always will, and still is. The other part, the refining costs and profits, those are all future profits. Those are all futures. If you're limiting future production by canceling pipelines and so on, you're actually gonna raise the price of gas. That's just common sense. It's called supply and demand. Joe Biden, okay, the selected president of the United States, I guess. Well, this guy, the first thing he did when he got into office, he shut down ANWR and the Keystone XL pipeline. Now, some people say, hey, Ben, the Keystone was going through Canada. It has nothing to do with oil prices in the United States because obviously oil prices have borders, dummy. Well, not so much. So oil prices have it's a global market, in case you don't know that. So the more energy, the more oil that is produced, no matter where it's produced, the lower the prices get for everyone, okay? OPEC plays a major role in that. We'll get into that later. So the Keystone XL pipeline is not only going to produce a lot more oil, it was also providing thousands of American jobs. It was also great for the economy at the same time. Biden canceled that as well as ANWR. Okay, ANWR had a lot of oil in it. Shut it down. So when you cut down production, you're cutting down supply. You cut down supply, obviously the price is going to go up. That's just basic supply and demand. Common sense. So he shut down the ANWR and Keystone XL pipelines. Next thing Joe Biden did was he rejoined the Paris Climate Accord because obviously global warming has borders, duh, right? So basically what the Paris Climate Accord amounted to, we're going to lower our carbon footprint to no carbon emissions, right? Carbon emission free for the United States, but only the United States. Meanwhile, countries like Russia and China and Indonesia and India and so forth, they're going to keep increasing their carbon footprint. They're going to keep increasing the carbon footprint because there's no teeth to the deal to hold them accountable. I don't think China had to do anything in over a decade. Not like they're going to listen to us anyways, right? So the Paris Climate Accord costs us trillions of dollars. At the same time, allows our competitors, other countries like China, to not follow any of it and do whatever the hell they want. Not a good idea. And obviously, global warming doesn't have borders. Sorry, Joe Biden, Democrats. Next, Joe Biden banned all future drilling permits, right? So he banned future drilling permits, okay? Now, if anybody knows anything about how the market works with this, okay, a lot of this is based off of futures, okay? So if you ban future drilling permits, the price is kind of going to go up because OPEC controls a lot of this. And they go off of futures. How much? Not about. It's not about the right now. It's about the future. That's what OPEC does. Next, fracking. Anybody remember the Obama years when the price of gas shot way up? Then this thing called fracking came out. And the price went way down, and Obama hated fracking, tried to shut it down, but fortunately, there's a Republican Senate and House who wasn't able to. Right? So couldn't shut down fracking. The prices went down despite what Obama wanted to happen, right? So right now, Joe Biden is limiting fracking because he's got both the House and the Senate. He can kind of do that, right? So he's limiting fracking. That also affects the futures of the market. So as a result of all of this, of all what Biden did, gas prices started rising like pretty much about a year ago. Like they've been rising steadily for a long time. These gas prices have been going up. But then, all of a sudden, Russia invades Ukraine and bam! So first, the Biden administration, they blame Putin. Putin, he's the reason all the gas prices are going up. And that is some of it. That's part of it. And to be clear, no matter who is president, gas prices would be going up a little bit right now. He also blamed greedy oil companies. He said that greedy oil companies were to blame for these these high gas prices, right? The problem is this. These oil companies on average make about 6% profit. That's pretty low compared to most other industries. It amounts to a large dollar amount because the oil and gas industry is like a $3.3 trillion industry last I checked. Okay, so it's a big industry. So the profits have a lot of dollars, but as far as percentage, you're looking at about 6% profit on average. It's not a big profit, okay? So look at, say, the healthcare industry. They get upwards of 20% profit, just to compare. Most other industries make a much larger profit margin than 6%. So to say it's the greedy oil companies is asinine at best. You're basically assuming that your audience, your political base is ignorant. It's the only reason to make a statement like that. We are where we are. Regardless of what happened, we are where we are. Oil prices and gas prices are going to continue to rise. They're not going to go down unless Biden reverses everything he's done since he's been in office. That's a hard pill to swallow. Obviously, he's not going to do it. Prices will continue to rise as long as he's in office. That's a fact. Nothing he's done has helped the production of oil anywhere except for Russia, which now we don't take Russian oil anymore. So imagine that. Nothing Biden will do is going to lower these gas prices. In closing, it is true that no matter who the president is, no matter what the policies are, gas prices can go up and down. The president does not set gas prices. He does not do that. We get it. Okay? But he can have a major effect in the environment of the industry. Okay? Biden has had a negative impact on the oil and gas industry, obviously. Is there anybody that seriously believes that Biden is trying to help the oil and gas industry to lower prices? No. He wants us off of oil. He wants us off of petroleum, 100%. He wants us driving electric cars, which are also not good for the environment. And we also rely on China for the minerals to even drive those electric cars. So think about that as well. I challenge anybody to tell me one positive thing Joe Biden has done to lower the price of gasoline. One thing he's done to help the industry. Just tell me one thing. I bet you can't do it. That's all I got for right now. Stay informed, folks.